Okay, look, I know how this sounds. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. Another idiot buys a haunted doll off the internet? Trust me, I get it. I would have said the same thing 3 weeks ago. But I'm telling you this story because I need someone to know what happened, what's still happening. And maybe if you're scrolling through Facebook Marketplace right now, looking for a deal, you'll think twice before clicking, is this available on something that seems too good to be true? My name's Ethan. I'm 27, work in tech support for a software company here in Austin. I've got a decent apartment, a Netflix subscription, and about 12,000 followers on TikTok. Not famous or anything, but I do okay with my content. Mostly tech reviews, some pranks, the occasional day in my life stuff that Gen Z seems to eat up. 3 weeks ago, I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace at like 2 in the morning. Couldn't sleep. I'm bored out of my mind, just mindlessly swiping through random listings. You know how it is. That's when I saw it. A vintage porcelain doll, listed for $25. The photo was terrible, obviously taken with an old phone in bad lighting. But even through the grainy image, I could see this thing was creepy. Cracked porcelain face, dead glass eyes, wearing this ancient frilly dress that looked like it belonged in a Victorian funeral. The caption just said, "Vintage doll must go today, $25 OBO." I laughed. It was perfect. See, I'd been planning this horror prank video where I'd convince my roommate the apartment was haunted. This doll would be the perfect prop. Stick it in weird places, film his reactions, easy content. Maybe get a few thousand views, maybe go viral if I was lucky. I messaged the seller immediately. "Still available?" The response came back in like 30 seconds. At 2:15 in the morning. "Yes. Can you pick up tomorrow, please?" Something about that please felt weird, but whatever. I was getting a creepy doll for cheap. I gave her my number and we arranged for me to pick it up the next day after work. The address was in this older neighborhood east of downtown. Not quite sketchy, but definitely seen better days. The house was a small ranch style, paint peeling, yard overgrown. I pulled into the driveway and texted that I was there. The woman who came out looked exhausted. I mean, absolutely wrecked. Probably mid-40s, but she looked older. Dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, hands shaking slightly as she held this cardboard box. "You're Ethan?" she asked. "Yeah, you've got the doll?" She practically shoved the box at me. "Here, take it, please." I opened the box to check, and there it was, even creepier in person. The doll was about 2 feet tall, porcelain face cracked along one cheek, wearing that yellowed lace dress. Its eyes were this pale blue, almost gray, and they seemed to follow you even when you moved. Perfect. "This is awesome," I said, pulling out my wallet. "$25, right?" "Just take it." She backed away from the box like it was radioactive. "I don't want money. I just want it gone." I lowered my wallet. "Seriously? Please." Her voice cracked. "Just get it out of here and listen to me." She grabbed my arm, her grip surprisingly strong. "Don't keep it in your bedroom. Don't talk to it. And whatever you do, don't give it a name." I should have asked questions. Should have wondered why she was so desperate. But I just nodded, thinking this was all part of the aesthetic, you know? Like she was playing up the creepy seller angle. "Sure thing," I said. "Thanks for the free doll." I put the box in my passenger seat and drove home, already planning out my video. I'd put the doll in the bathroom first, get Marcus's reaction when he went to brush his teeth, then move it to the kitchen, build up the tension over a few days. It was going to be great. When I got home, Marcus was already asleep. I set the doll up on the bookshelf in the living room, right where he'd see it in the morning, and went to bed. That's when things started. I woke up around 3:30 a.m. to my Alexa turning on. "Playing your flash briefing," it announced in that cheerful, artificial voice. I groaned and yelled, "Alexa, stop!" It stopped. Probably just glitched out. I rolled over and went back to sleep. The next morning, Marcus saw the doll immediately. "Dude, what the hell is that?" He was standing in the living room in his boxers, coffee mug in hand, staring at the shelf. I came out of my room, phone already recording. "Oh, that? Found it on Marketplace. Thought it looked cool. It looks possessed. Come on, it's vintage. It's got character." He shook his head. "Man, that thing is staring at me. I don't like it." Perfect reaction. The video was already gold. Over the next few days, I moved the doll around when Marcus wasn't looking. Bathroom counter, kitchen table. Once, I even propped it up on the couch while he was in the shower. His reactions were hilarious and my followers were eating it up. But then, the weird stuff started happening. Stuff I wasn't doing. 4 days after I brought the doll home, I woke up to find my apartment door unlocked. Wide open, actually. Just standing there, letting in the cold night air. I know I locked it. I always lock it. I'm paranoid about that stuff. I closed it, locked it, and checked the security camera I'd installed in the living room for the prank footage. Scrubbed through the night's recording. At 2:47 a.m., the door just opened. No one touched it. The deadbolt turned by itself and the door swung inward. "What the hell?" I muttered, replaying it 3 times. Marcus thought I was messing with him. "Bro, if you're trying to prank me with some fishing line door trick, it's not funny anymore. I have work in the morning." "I'm not pranking you. Look at the footage." He watched it, frowned. "Okay, that's weird. Maybe the lock's broken?" We tested it. Worked fine. Locked solid. That night, I made sure to lock it extra carefully. Even put a chair against it. The next morning, the chair was moved aside and the door was open again. But the camera showed something different this time. At 3:17 a.m., the doll's head turned. I'm not kidding. I watched the footage 5 times. The doll was sitting on the shelf, and its head slowly rotated to face the camera. Then, nothing for 2 hours. Then at 5:23, the door unlocked itself again. "Okay, that's a glitch," I said, but my voice was shaking. "Camera glitch. Has to be." I posted the footage on TikTok with the caption, "Help! Is my apartment haunted or is my camera broken?" It got 40,000 views in 2 hours. Everyone was convinced it was either fake or a camera malfunction. But I knew what I saw. That night, I moved the doll to the closet, shut the door, locked my bedroom door, set up my phone to record the room while I slept. I woke up at 3:33 a.m. to my Alexa turning on again. "Good morning, Ethan. It's 3:33 a.m. "Alexa, stop," I shouted. It stopped, but then I heard it. Footsteps. Soft, light footsteps in the hallway. I froze in bed, every muscle locked up. Listened. The footsteps stopped outside my bedroom door. The door handle started to turn. I'd locked it. He knew I'd locked it. But the lock clicked open, and the door swung inward slowly. Nothing was there. The hallway was empty, but I could still hear something. Breathing. Soft, raspy breathing that definitely wasn't mine. "Marcus?" I called out, my voice cracking. "Marcus, is that you?" From his room I heard, "What, dude, I'm sleeping." The breathing stopped. The door slowly closed by itself. The lock clicked back into place. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Just sat there with my back against the headboard, lights on, clutching my phone. In the morning, I checked the footage. The camera showed me sleeping until 3:33. Then it showed me sitting up when Alexa turned on. The door opening by itself. The empty hallway. But in the last frame before I stopped recording, right before I grabbed the phone, there was something in the doorway. A blur. A shape. Small, about 2 feet tall. The doll. But here's what made me want to throw up. In the corner of the frame, barely visible, there was something behind the doll. Something tall. Something with arms that were too long, reaching down, holding the doll up. Like someone was using it as a puppet. I dropped my phone, ran to the closet, threw it open. The doll was gone. "Marcus!" I screamed. He came running. What's wrong?" "The doll, where's the doll?" "What are you talking about?" "It's on the shelf, where it's always been." I ran to the living room. He was right. The doll was sitting on the shelf, in the exact position I'd first put it. That same cracked porcelain face, those same dead eyes, watching me. "I put it in the closet last night," I said. "I locked it in the closet." Marcus gave me this concerned look. "Ethan, maybe you should take a break from the prank stuff. You're starting to seem really stressed." I wanted to argue, but what could I say? That a doll was walking around our apartment? That something was using it like a puppet? That night I tried to throw it away. Put it in a trash bag, took it down to the dumpster, threw it in myself. When I got back upstairs, it was sitting on my bed. I tried to burn it in the parking lot, doused it in lighter fluid. Marcus stopped me before I could light it, said I'd get us evicted. The next morning, the doll was back on the shelf. Not a drop of lighter fluid on it. I tried to give it away, posted it on Facebook Marketplace. "Free doll must pick up today." Got 50 messages in an hour. Every single person canceled when they came to get it. One guy took one look at it and literally ran back to his car, and the doll didn't want to leave. Or whatever was attached to it didn't want to leave. Last night was the worst. I woke up and couldn't move, couldn't scream, couldn't even blink. Sleep paralysis. I've had it before, but never like this. The doll was standing on my nightstand, right next to my head, close enough that I could see every crack in its porcelain face, every detail of those dead glass eyes. And it was smiling. I swear to God, it was smiling. The mouth had changed, curved upward in this horrible grin. Then I felt it, pressure on my chest, like someone was sitting on me, heavy, suffocating. Behind the doll, in the darkness of my room, I saw the shape. Tall, impossibly tall, arms reaching down, fingers wrapped around the doll like it was a toy, like it was testing me. Seeing how much I could take, I tried to scream. Nothing came out while I tried to move. My body wouldn't respond. The shape leaned closer. I still couldn't see a face. Just darkness where a face should be. But I could feel it looking at me, studying me. Then, in a voice that sounded like static and whispers and screaming all at once, it said, "You invited me in?" The pressure released. I gasped, shooting upright in bed, my whole body shaking and drenched in sweat. The doll was back on the shelf. I grabbed my phone and checked the security footage with trembling hands. It showed me sleeping. And then at 3:33 a.m., I sat up, looked around, grabbed my phone. That's it. But the audio. God, the audio. You could hear breathing, that same raspy breathing, getting louder and louder. And underneath it, a voice, that static voice. "You invited me in. You brought me home. You gave me a place to stay." Then clear as day, my own voice. But I wasn't awake. I was still lying there with my eyes closed. The voice said, "Yes, stay as long as you want." I didn't say that. I didn't think that. But my voice said it. I'm at a coffee shop right now writing this. I can't go home. Marcus texted me an hour ago. Said he's packing his stuff and staying with his girlfriend. Said he woke up to find the doll sitting on his chest, staring at him. Said he won't come back until I get rid of it. But I can't get rid of it. I've tried everything, and I think I know why. I looked up the address where I picked up the doll. The woman who gave it to me. The property records show that house has been abandoned for 6 months. Foreclosed. No one's lived there since last year. The woman I met, the exhausted, desperate woman who gave me the doll, I don't think she was real. I think it wanted a new home, and it used her image to find one. I just checked Facebook Marketplace, and there's a new listing. Posted an hour ago from my account. Vintage doll must go today, $25 OBO. With a photo of the doll in my apartment, sitting on my bed. I didn't post that. My phone just buzzed. A message request from someone I don't know. Still available? My fingers are moving across the screen, typing a response, but I'm not controlling them. Yes, can you pick up tomorrow, please? I'm trying to stop, trying to delete the message, but my hands won't listen. It's making me do this. It's making me pass it on. And whoever picks it up next, whoever thinks they're getting a good deal, a funny prank prop, a creepy vintage find, they're not buying a doll. They're inviting something into their home, something that doesn't leave, something that's been waiting a very, very long time for a new place to stay. The doll's sitting on the table next to me right now. I didn't bring it. I left it at home, but it's here anyway, smiling at me, and my hands are still typing, setting up the next pickup, finding the next home. If you see this listing, if you see a vintage porcelain doll on Facebook Marketplace for $25 or less, don't message them. Don't ask if it's available. Don't think it's a joke, because it's not. And once you invite it in, it never leaves. My phone just buzzed again. Someone else asked if it's available. My fingers are typing. Yes, can you pick up tomorrow, please? I can't stop it. I can't stop any of it. The doll's head just turned to look at me, and in the window reflection behind it, I can see the shape. Tall and thin, arms too long, standing right behind my chair, its hands on my shoulders, making me type, making me sell, making me spread. Someone just confirmed they'll pick it up tonight, and I can't warn them. I can only watch as my fingers type. Perfect. See you at 8 p.m. The shape behind me is smiling. I can't see its face. I can feel it smiling, and I know what happens next, because I've seen the pattern. The woman who gave it to me, the exhausted, desperate woman, she probably started just like this. Typing messages she couldn't control, passing it on, again and again, until maybe she found a way out. Or maybe she didn't. Maybe she's still out there somewhere, still typing, still selling, still spreading it. The doll's eyes just moved, looking at you now, through the screen. Because if you've read this far, if you've listened to this whole story, then you've already invited it in. Just a little, and that's all it needs. Check your Facebook Marketplace. I bet there's a listing. A vintage doll. $25? Must go today. And if you message them, if you ask if it's available, the answer will always be yes. Because it's always available. Always waiting. Always looking for a new home. For you.